6 weeks ago, leaders gathered in Washington. They stood beneath flags. They signed an agreement. They spoke of peace. And for a moment, the world excelled. But today, in eastern Congo, civilians are still fleeing. Children are still sleeping in forests. Families are still asking same question they have asked for years. Who will protect us? That question tells us something important. It tells us that peace is not failing because people reject it. Peace is failing because it has not yet reached the ground. In Washington, the conversation has turned quickly to sanctions. Should Rwanda be punished? Should pressure be increased? These are serious questions, but they are not complete questions. Because history shows us this clearly. You cannot stabilize a country by focusing only on borders while ignoring what is happening inside them. Yes, external involvement matters. Yes, agreements must be respected. Yes, sovereignty must be defended. But no peace agreement can survive when state officials use language that divides citizens into real and suspect. When citizens are described on state media as dangerous, impure, or foreign, that is not rhetoric. That is a warning sign history has taught us never to ignore. And when those warnings are minimized, instability becomes predictable, not accidental. Here's a fact we must face, whether it is convenient or not. There is no military solution to a citizenship problem. There is no economic deal, no matter how large, that can compensate for a state that has not decided whether all its people belong. The Banyamulenge are Congolese, not by argument, but by history. They lived in Eastern Highlands long before colonial borders were drawn. Their citizenship is recognized under Congolese law. Their taxes are Congolese. Their dead are buried in Congolese soil. And yet, they are targeted because of their appearance, because of their language, because identity has been turned into suspicion. This is not unique to Congo. History across continents shows us the same pattern. When leaders fail to deliver governance, they often turn identity into destruction. But that strategy never produces stability. It only delays collapse. We also must speak honestly about the region, without fear and without simplification. Rwanda and M23 are not the cause of Banyamulenge identity. They did not create this community. They did not invent its history. In certain moments, they have intervened. Because Congolese civilians were left unprotected. That does not make armed groups legitimate governments. It does not justify violence, and it does not excuse violations of sovereignty. When the state does not protect its citizens equally, others will claim they must. This is not ideology. It is what happens in every region of the world when protection disappears, and peace agreements that do not address this reality do not end violence. They postpone it. So, the question before Washington is not simply how much pressure to apply. The real question is this: Can Congo become a state where citizenship is not debated, where language is not criticized, where appearance is not treated as evidence? Because peace cannot be imported. It cannot be enforced from outside. And it cannot survive without internal legitimacy. Lasting peace requires institutions that protect all citizens. Laws applied without ethnic filters. That is not idealism. That is governance. Leadership today requires restraint and courage. The courage to protect civilians after armed withdrawals. The courage to include civil society and local communities in peace processes. The courage to ensure that mineral wealth strengthens the nation, not just elites or foreign interests. And it requires one more thing: the courage to tell the truth, even when it is uncomfortable. Because no nation can build unity while teaching some citizens they must constantly prove they belong. No country can move forward while certain communities live under permanent suspicion. History does not judge leaders, but the ceremonies they attend. It judges them, but the lives they change after the cameras are gone. Peace is not a moment. Peace is a responsibility. A responsibility to protect all citizens. A responsibility to reject incitement. A responsibility to govern with fairness, not fear. Congo does not need another agreement that sounds strong abroad, but feels empty at home. It needs truth. It needs equal citizenship. And it needs leadership that understands that unity is not the absence of conflict. It is the presence of justice. Peace built on exclusion will never hold. Peace built on dignity can last.